everyone, it's me again, just your ordinary Potter girl, and in today's video I want to talk about the first story of Ghost of the Shadowmarket by Cassandra Clare, Rees Brennan, Mareen Johnson, Kelly Link, and Robin Wasserman. Okay, so I am going to do 10 videos for the 10 individual stories of Ghost of the Shadowmarket, as well as one wrap-up video at the end where all the stories and how they fit together will be included. This is the first video of the series, which will be about the first chapter or the first short story, however you want to call it, of Ghosts of the Shadowmarket, which is Cast Long Shadows. You can read along with me and come back every time you read a new story to discuss it with me. There will be a small spoiler-free section for every story, but I guess as the story continues, it will be harder to make spoiler-free sections because they build up upon each other. I'm currently in the middle of story 2, so I obviously finished story 1 because this video will be about it, and I already started the second story, and you see some points of the first story within that, so I can't make the later videos completely spoiler free. This series actually is about the characters from the Infernal Devices as well as their children, so I just want to state again, from now on there will be spoilers for the Infernal Devices, so if you haven't read that series and don't want to be spoiled, then maybe wait and watch this video until you've read the Infernal Devices, because that's a great series. I think Gem will be in every story, but the story itself is not completely told from Gem's point of view, but also from other characters. So for example, the first story is told from the perspective of Matthew Fairchild, who is the son of Henry and Charlotte, and he's their second son, so he's the younger one. And at the beginning we are at the Shadowmarket, and Matthew meets Gem there. So you can see that, I only have read the half of story 2, but I think this is gonna be the concept that every story focuses on a different character, but Gem appears in all of them. At least that's my impression so far. Okay, so Gem and Matthew meet at the Shadowmarket, the London Shadowmarket, because this book takes place in London. Yay! I love the London Shadowhunter scene. I just enjoy it a little bit more than the ones in America. I just like London in general. So in the first scene in 1901, we see the scene through Gem's perspective, but then kind of shifts and we are in Matthew's head. And at the beginning of the story, we get to experience that Matthew is a very happy and bright person, and you are kind of drawn to like him because he's just such a likable character. And I think that was a good thing, because obviously these are short stories, so you don't get to see like 100 pages introduction of a character before anything actually takes place. The story is just like 70 pages, so you need to have a short introduction and you need to connect with the character fast in order to really enjoy the story, and that was what I did. So I really straight had a connection with Matthew, and I felt that connection to the protagonist, and as I said, that was good given the fact that the story is only 70 pages long, so I really could enjoy it, and I really felt with Matthew. It was not like that I was an outsider and was, I don't care what happens with Matthew. No, I really, nearly from the beginning on, cared what happened to him. So when Matthew and Gem leave the Shadowmarket, we follow Matthew back to the Fairchild residence in London, and we get to see a lot of the characters from the Infernal Devices as well as their children. Obviously we see Charlotte and Henry because these are Matthew's parents, but also Gideon Lightwood. I think we also get a glimpse of Will in the end. We get Will's always there. No, but we get a glimpse of Will in the end, and it's just the time where also the other characters are in the story, so I think Tessa is also there for a short time. That's just great seeing these characters again because they are actually my favorite Shadowhunters. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into a spoilery section for this story. So if you haven't read it, then go read it and then come back and discuss with me about it. So as I said, I really enjoyed the story and I did like Matthew. And I like the format of the stories, that if that is what it is, I don't want to spoil myself and read a story from the end, but I think it's going to focus on one character each story, and Gem will be in all of them, because at first I thought we would just have the stories from Gem's perspective and then from time to time he would meet someone we know. But this is actually, of course we don't know the children yet, but you feel like you know them when you know their parents and the whole setting of the story. So I really enjoyed that. I was very surprised by the fact that Gideon is supposed to be Matthew's father. Like, I mean, obviously it's not definitely true, but that Alistair said that, I was quite surprised, because the scene with James Herondale and Matthew Fairchild in the Shadowhunter Academy, we get to see that before. I think it is included in Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, and now you kind of really see the whole backstory to it, at least part of it, and I think that was so interesting, but I'm not completely convinced with the whole Gideon Henry, father of Matthew thing. As I said, I really did like Matthew, but I was so annoyed by him when he bought that. I mean, he didn't know that it was poison, but you just could say that that was not going to be something good. And then when it really was poison, I did feel really sorry for him, because I mean, he just did that because Alistair told him that Gideon is his father and he just wanted to know the truth. I mean, he could just have asked, basically, I think, but no, it was just, no. I mean, obviously it wasn't great that he did it, but straight from the start, I was thinking, no, that's not a good idea. And I think because Matthew was such a happy character at the beginning, it had even a bigger impact that he was so sad in the end and so closed off. Another thing that I really enjoyed was, I have a little mark in here, because here there's actually a reference to the Devils and that they own a favor to the Herondales, and I thought that was so cool, because I think we had that scene in the Infernal Devices where Will and Jem were there, if you remember that, and I think that's so cool that that is mentioned in here as well. And there are a lot of other small references that you get when you read the Infernal Devices, and I think that was so cool. I enjoyed it so much that I directly felt set back into the world of the Infernal Devices, and I'm very excited to know how this story is going to continue, or the other short stories. As I said, I already started the second one, but I'm just like 20 pages in or so, so not much. But yeah, I'm very excited to read the other stories, and I'm very excited to share that all with you guys. So come back when you have read the next story, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you had fun, and bye guys!